Alrighty, everybody, Weston back here with a Hidden Gibbon, and as promised, from my top 5 commanders so far video for Edge of Eternities, I'm here with the first of 5 Edge of Eternities commander decks. And to start us off, we have Tannuk, the Memorial Ensign. It's going to be a Landfall ping deck. It's going to be bracket 4 with 4 game changers in it. Jessica's Will, Crop Rotation, Worldly Tutor, Deflecting Swat, and of course, Worldly Tutor is the tutor in the card. So this deck is just like an example of what you could do with it. You can always alter the cards, anything like that, and let's get straight into it. So, as I kind of talked about yesterday, Tannuk is a 2/4 for 1 colorless, 1 red, 1 green. He has Landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, he deals 1 damage to each opponent. If this is the second time this ability has resolved this turn, draw a card. So the main goal of this deck is to get out as many lands as possible to take advantage of his ability and some of the other cards in the deck's ability. So what do we have to support him in creatures? We're going to go down here. So you're going to see 2 types of pingers in this deck. You're going to see things like Spitfire Lagic and Geode Rager, which ping for 1 on, the Spitfire pings on Landfall. The Geode Rager is a goad each creature target player controls, so it kind of protects you, right? If you're just dumping a ton of lands, you can goad each player so they're attacking each other and not you. We're going to have some basic landfall packages in here as well. We have our Bristly Bill, we have our Tireless Provisioner, we have our Tireless Tracker, we have Nisa, we have Lotus Cobra, and we have Springheart Nantuko, which is a phenomenal and very strong landfall card. But in addition to that, because we're going to be running lots of ramp spells, we are also running things like Gutter Snipe, Coruscation Mage, Erebor Flamesmith, and let's see here. Yeah, Stormkiln Artist. And oh yes, we have Tunneling Geopede for the other pinger. Again, all really focusing on our landfall here. We've got the ever classic Sakura Tribelder in here. And then some creatures to help play extra lands. We have Mina and Den. We have Courser of Krufix. We have Hermit Druid, which lets you find a basic land card. We have Azusa, Lost But Seeking. We have a classic Fertilid. Orcish Lumberjack lets you sack a land to be able to add some more mana if you need that extra ramp. And then we have some damage amplification spells. We have Ogier Axino, which makes it so instead of pinging for 1, you're going to be pinging for 4, or if you find a way to boost him up, say with Bristly Bill, much more than 4. Solfim, he doubles your non-combat damage, and Torbrand doubles your or adds 2 to the damage that a red source you control would do. We have some other landfall creatures in the deck. We have Scoot Swarm. I love this card. I love it to death. I can't not play Scoot Swarm. I know, probably personal defect here. And then also to shout out a new card, we have Horizon Explorer, which is got an Amulet of Vigor effect on it, as well as whenever you attack a player, create a lander token, which can help you ramp as well. Another thing that I added into this deck, if you remember from my top 10 cards I was excited for this set, we have Famished Worldsire. So he has Devour Land 3. So as he enters, you can sack any number of lands, and he comes in with 3 counters on it. And then you look at the top X cards of your library, where X is the creature's power, putting any number of lands from among them onto the battlefield, then shuffle. So like say you sack 10 lands, you get to look at the top 30 cards and dump a bunch of lands into play. And then that, in conjunction with Horizon Explorer, lets them all come into play untapped. And then Lumra, you Windmill Slam her down after that, bring all those lands that you sacked back, doing an obscene amount of damage, even if you don't have one of the damage amplifiers. We also have Omnath in here, because he's just generic, good landfall value. Goblin and Archomancer to lower your red and green spells. And just all around, a lot of good value cards. We have Pastor del Selva, which is also Ancient Green Warden. Actually, also, side note, shout out to the Latin Heritage Secret Lair. I picked up a couple copies of it, and the arts are phenomenal. Great Secret Lair there. But he lets your landfall triggers twice. We have the Traveling Chocobo in here. It's a very strong card. Down here in our sorceries, we have Farseek, Kodama's Rage, Cultivate, Rampant Growth, Tempt with Discovery, Open the Way, Nissa's Triumph, all ramp spells. We have Jessica's Will, generic good. We have Genesis Wave, which is an oldie but goodie, especially when you're ramping this much. You could probably cast your Genesis Wave for an obscene amount of for X and be able to get more lands and more permanents onto the battlefield. Blasphemous Act for board wipe. For instance, with the exception of Worldly Tutor and Deflecting Swat, it's ramp. We got Crop Rotation, we got Antish Restoration, we got Harrow, and then we got Worldly Tutor to tutor up like one of our damage amplifiers. For our artifacts, we have two. We have Amulet of Vigor. Again, just adding another effect to let your lands come into play untapped so you can use them right away. And then we have Seer's Sundial, which is landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you may pay 2. If you do, draw a card, which is really good in conjunction with Amulet of Vigor, or if you have your Lotus Cobra and Nissa out, generating that mana. That way you can just you can draw cards right off the bat. In our enchantments, we have 8. We have Burgeoning, which is whenever an opponent plays a land, I can choose a land from my hand and put it onto the battlefield. We have Exploration, which lets you play an extra land each turn. We have Colony Heart Expedition, which is some ramp. We have Omen Path Journey, which is some ramp. We have You Social Engineering from the new set, which I like this card too. It's landfall, create a 2/2 colorless robot. We have Valakut Exploration, which is whenever a land enters the battlefield under control, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card for as long as it remains exiled. And at the beginning of your end step, if there are cards exiled with Valakut Exploration, put them into the owner's graveyard. Then Exploration deals that much damage to each opponent. So even if you're not playing it, if you exile the top 10, boom. You're gonna gut shot somebody. And then we have Keen Sense, which is an extremely strong card. Whenever enchanted creature deals damage to an opponent, not just combat damage, you may draw a card. Put it on your commander, put it on one of your other pingers, and go to town. We're running quite a lot of lands in this deck. We are running 37. Among them is Avendo, Waking Haven. I'm not gonna make a deck tech throwing a Gaia's Cradle in there. One, I had to proxy my own Gaia's Cradle, and 2, the average person just can't afford a Gaia's Cradle. We'll be honest here, and I want to be able to feature this new Gaia's Cradle on a budget. Now, most of your creatures are pretty small, so a little bit harder to get him activated. But if you're making the tokens, you can probably dump those into there. We also have Valakut, which triggers off of our mountains. A whole bunch of fetch lands to trigger our landfall. But yeah,